It's Thursday morning, and it's time for Tech for Seniors Live, where technology gets its deserved deep dive. This isn't happening via Zoom, so we can't see who's joining the show. So please sign in to the chat box below as we gather round the screen, both far and wide, with curiosity as our ever-trusty guide. We'll navigate the digital seas, a knowledgeable crew, exploring all the tech tips, both old and new. No need for cameras, no need for dress. Just bring your questions and we'll address. From gadgets to apps and all the tech lore, we're here to help, to teach, and much more. So type away in the chat. Don't be shy. Our tech-savvy hosts are here to reply. It's Thursday morning. Let the tech talk flow at the Tech for Seniors Live, the best tech show.
Google lost their antitrust case. Intel, of course, is having financial problems. And dear Sydney, at the Olympic Games, is this a big problem with AI? This is Tech for Senior Live. I'm Ron Brown. I'll be your host for this week, I'll be your host for today. And we'll be with you for the next hour. We would do appreciate you coming and being here today and giving an hour of your time with us. Who are we? Well, we're a bunch of seniors that get together once a week. Actually, we get together twice a week. And we talk and talk and talk. This, of course, is a show about tech news. We talk about all the tech news of the week. And you can find us, follow along on our Facebook feed. Just type in Tech for Senior, and you can follow the articles as we go along. But we also have a second show that we do, and we do that as our Monday show. It's on Monday, and we've been doing that for 5 years now. We're in our 5th season, and I think we're up to 267 shows that we've done, or 266. I lost count, but anyway, we got a lot of them. They're all on YouTube, and we can, and so that's our Monday show. But it's a Zoom show, and you need to head over there and look at our Zoom feed to see it. And I'm just going to bring up here. This is our web. This is our website here, and this is where you can find out all the information. And if you are listening to this show and you haven't seen our Monday show, we invite you to come over and have some fun with us. It's about an hour and a half. It's a live show, and we have lots of presentations, so good fun. But it is a Zoom meeting, so you need to If you want to join the live part, you need to log in to our Zoom account, and the information is all on our website. Now, this show is a little bit different because we are, of course, broadcasting this out from StreamYard to YouTube and to Facebook. So we have two feeds that go out, but we can't see you. We have no idea who's out there. But it's just a fun time. We love getting together. We've been talking for an hour before the show, getting the show organized. So we would probably get together and talk anyway, even if we weren't doing a show. So we have so much fun doing that. But we'd like to know who's out there and who's listening, so that we can we'll interact with you. We'll acknowledge you and so on and so forth. And certainly, if you're new here, we'll give you a big round of applause. I'm going to introduce everybody now. Now, if you don't know everybody after being introduced for 4 years, well, I mean, come on, you guys, you could probably introduce everybody yourself because they're the same group that we always have, but really smart guys. So I'm going to talk, first of all, let me introduce Huey Popliket from Bradenton, Florida, which of course is our co-host for our Monday show and did a great show last week. So Huey, how are you doing?
I'm actually, it's been an interesting morning already. I had some laser surgery done on my left eye, and it's dilated and it's foggy, and I'm having my issues. But other than that, it's pretty good. Last night we had the STUG, the Sarasota Technology User Group meeting, and we played 6 of the premieres.
Right.
The articles from the premieres, and it went very well. It worked good.
It did. It went good. Yeah. Okay, great. That's good. Well, as I said to Huey earlier, we don't need your eyes. We just need your brain. So, well, that's not true, because you got to follow along with the articles. So,
and this Sunday is the WinSig. So, with that, I'll turn it over to the other guys. I don't want to hog all of the time
here. And of course, we have the face of Tech for Senior. That would be, of course, Bob Gostisha, who is in Los Lunas, New Mexico. He's been with us since the show started. Security expert, a man of many, many talents, and a prolific producer of videos. Bob, what's up with you? Anything new?
Busy as always. But
you are.
Yep.
You're sending me videos all hours of the night. Do you ever sleep?
Occasionally, yes. But if I get an idea, I just get up and I do it. I'm retired. I don't have office hours anymore.
Yeah, that's true. That's
my office is always open.
It is. Yeah. And of course, from Pine, Arizona, the man who is the president of the APCUG. He's also the treasurer. He travels around doing music clubs, and he tells everybody he's certainly traveled. He just recently been down to Phoenix, where it was hot, right? and
only 115.
Yeah. Oh wow.
My personal high is still 118. So that's a record I hope I never break.
Right. And Ray was filling me on the geography, because a frequent I would encourage everybody to send me articles. Excuse me a sec here. I would encourage everyone to send me articles that, if you want us to talk about them. And I know Mike does that a lot. Mike Ungerman does that. And Jim Ham is, of course, a regular contributor. Jim sent me one on how beautiful Pine Top was. And of course, Ray is in Pine, Arizona. So Ray's giving me a geography lesson this morning on the difference between Pine, Arizona and Pine Top, Arizona. Different areas. So welcome. Thanks, Ray, for keeping me interesting. All right. Well, we always learn something. But what a beautiful area. Very, very nice area, though.
Beautiful, very nice.
Beautiful area. Yeah. Are you okay with fires? Like you so far?
This is the time of the year we have our monsoons. And so the monsoons are wonderful, and they counteract. So sometimes if a fire starts up, it's hard now because the ground is pretty moist, and that should continue. So I think we're going to be safe for the rest of the season.
All right. Well, let's get on with our work. Oh, Hugh, anybody listening?
Yes.
Jolin. Now I got to tell you, Jolin was right in the thick of that hurricane tropical storm that went through in Carolina. So I emailed her yesterday. I said, "Are you okay? We'll have to watch the replay. I'm out of the house for the first time since Monday. Weather is clear. I am off to lunch with friends. Have a good stream." Thanks, Jolin, and we're super happy that you're safe. We were worried about you because that was heading right towards her. Ed Weiss, 75 degrees, cloudy in central New Jersey. Jeff, nice day, 70 degrees in Long Beach, California. Bill Maines, good morning from Chino Valley, Arizona. Now, we've seen Bill before, right? Bill Maines?
Yep.
Yes. Sorry. Okay. I just want to make sure it's not his first time. Sally Ann, highs 80 degrees next week, 70s. Gerald Smith, Seattle, 87 today. Is the Pixel 9 good? Well, so that's a very good point, Jim, or Gerald, and we're going to defer all. We talked about that earlier in the pre-show warm-up. We're going to defer all the questions about Pixel 9s to next week because the big Google event will be next Tuesday, and we'll be, of course, talking about it on Thursday. So all the talk about any Pixel stuff, we're going to defer to next week. So, but exciting stuff and lots of good things happening there. Liz from Ohio, 81 degrees, partly sunny. Jim Tallman, good afternoon from Venice, Florida. Mike Ungerman, finally a sunny day after all the tropical clouds and limited my solar electric production. Yeah, Mike's a major contributor to the solar energy grid in Florida. Well done. Bob Baxter, Bellevue, Washington, 66 degrees Fahrenheit, heading to 85. Dick Vogel, I liked your show today on every occasion. I liked your show. Oh, on every occasion. Yeah. Be sure and hit the like and subscribe. We really appreciate that. It makes a big difference to the channel. So please, thanks for reminding us, Dick. Jim Ham, Jim here. Good. Jim from Scottsdale, warm and getting warmer. Jim, thank you so much for all the articles you send me. I do appreciate them, and we do get them posted. The problem is if you send them on Monday or Sunday, we never get that far in the week. We go back and they're all chronological. So that's we do appreciate your articles you send, and thanks so much. Betty from Clearwater, dry now, but over 3 days of rain. Gauge got 9 inches. Ooh.
We had more than
just
that.
A short little reminder that we do post articles every single day.
That's true.
We may not get to them when we do the show because there are articles posted every day. But yeah, keep sending them. We need them.
Absolutely.
And every day is another new adventure.
It is. And if you just go, this is our Facebook. Just type in Tech for Senior on Facebook, and you'll find us right there, and then you can follow along with the articles. Okay, let's get on with the articles. And I wanted to, first of all, the big announcement this week. The big announcement is what will happen to Google Search. Microsoft 1998 antitrust case has clues. Now, this is a big announcement. I would say that we've talked about this last week and with ChatGPT search. And personally from my perspective, I'm using ChatGPT to find a lot of information now, and I'm using it more and more each day rather than using Google search. I'm really disillusioned recently with Google search. Now, I don't know what you guys think about this, but I think this could be a pivotal point in what we're looking at here. And why is just hold on to that thought for a minute. Google's recent antitrust battle and Microsoft's 1998 case are inextricably linked. Google, like Microsoft, lost its case, and in U.S. District Court Judge Amit Mehta's 277-page ruling, he mentioned Microsoft and the prior case 266 times. Google broke antitrust laws and monopolized the search engine and a subsequent of search advertising market. Google said its plans to appeal the court's decision. The court in Microsoft's case found the company monopolized computer operating systems, in part through unlawful exclusive arrangements with computer manufacturers and internet providers, and ordered it to break up into two entities. Microsoft appealed the decision, and the DOJ ended up settling with the company in 2001. The settlement kept Microsoft software intact, but barred the company from making deals with PC makers and internet access providers. It forced Microsoft to share parts of its then private source code and other software developers so they could make their apps available to Windows. And that, of course, was around Internet Explorer. So I guess my question to you guys, Huey, what do you think? Is this a big deal for Google? Like, do we see this changing Google search? Do you think this is going to make a big difference on how we look at, because if ChatGPT search is coming out now, is this not all going to change things? I guess, what do you think?
I think it already has started to change things. And
Okay.
so I think it's kind of looking back in history as opposed to what's going on right now and what's going to be happening. The whole search world is changing anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And but the government will get some money out of it anyway.
All right, Bob, any thoughts?
Yeah, a couple of them. Number one, Microsoft made a concession way back when, and because of it, Strike Cloud was so successful, okay, because they had to open up their operating system. Apple hasn't had to do that yet, but they may wind up being forced to do it because of this decision. Okay.
Yes.
So what's more important, giving up a little information or having your whole system compromised? We have to weigh all those things. And that's why an appeal is what you're going to have to wait for. Yes, okay. Search is changing and AI is doing a lot of that change. But AI gets its information from people like Google. So,
okay, Ray, thoughts?
I've in my own computer club that meets monthly. For the last 3 months, I've focused on using a AI app to do searching rather than just a regular Google search. Rather than getting a million possible answers, it gives you very specific. I'm a Microsoft guy, so I use Copilot. Like, it's just one click away. When I open up the Edge browser, it's just one click. I'm right there. I don't have to type anything in to get to another web address. But definitely using the AI feature, getting a direct answer is the way to go.
Yeah, I think so.
So now is Microsoft impeding your ability to use other search engines because it has Copilot? Will that be the next antitrust lawsuit?
Who knows?
It's not impeding. It's giving me a choice, and the choice is easier to use Edge and one click to get to Copilot.
So the next question is, why is Intel, this is another big article this week, Intel fell so far behind in the chip industry. Why is this happening? So last week's earnings report revealed the shocking extent of its challenges. The chip makers said it would cut 15% of its workforce, or 15,000 employees, and suspended the dividend it paid out since 1992 as part of a plan to save $10 billion in costs next year. Shares tanked 26% on Friday to their lowest level in 15 years. In a memo to employees, CEO Pat Gelsinger didn't bother to use a compliance sandwich. He said starkly, "Our costs are too high, our margins are too low, and the belt tightening has to come." Now, what went wrong? In the mid-1990s and early 2000s, Intel lapped the competition like Katie in the pool by providing the computing brains for Microsoft's PCs. Because Intel was so focused on making chips for computers, it missed out on the shift to smartphones. It also got outclassed in transistor production by Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company and South Korea's Samsung. But perhaps the most consequential mistake was getting caught flat-footed on the AI gold rush. Big tech companies are spending more than $100 billion this year to build out AI infrastructure. But they're writing checks to NVIDIA, not Intel. NVIDIA sells $20 billion worth of AI chips each quarter. Intel sells 500 million over the entire year. So I guess the question is, okay, Huey, what's going on with Intel? This is not good.
Somebody was not looking to the future. And I think one of the articles that I posted was about Intel and the fact that they had a chance to buy into AI and turned it down a few years ago.
Sure. And the other one is, Huey, is that, of course, Intel in their current chips, we'll talk a little bit about that. We talked about it a bit last week, but it's going to come up again, is there's a flaw in their chips. Like there's an issue now about warranting these chips, because if you buy a PC, do you want to make sure you have a warranty? If that damn chip doesn't work, you've just bought a PC. Are they going to replace the chip?
And Intel's warranty is on the boxed. So if you buy a chip, say from Amazon, and then put it in your own machine, if I bought a Dell and it's got the 14th generation i9 in there, and that's the one of the ones that they're talking about, and I have to rely on Dell to handle any issues.
Yeah. Which is a good thing, because I'm sure they will. I mean, I think, at least I think it's good. Bob, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, complacency. Very simple. Okay, they were sitting on their laurels, and I'm sorry, even seniors can't be complacent. They have to constantly keep up with the changes.
That's right. Yeah.
That's why we're here.
Yep. Yeah. Ray, any thoughts?
Yeah, I can echo that. At one point, I'll mention one of my daughter's closest friends from way back when we lived on Long Island. She just got an early retirement package from Intel's facilities in Phoenix. So not everyone is sad about this situation. Now, just as Microsoft missed opportunities in the smartphone market, the same thing here with Intel. They just didn't see the opportunity that AI was going to jump off the way it did. But I believe Intel is a resilient company, and they will be leaner as their focus now moves towards AI chip production. And in the end, they're going to do just fine.
All right. One more. And just, this is an interesting one. We're not going to spend a lot of time talking about it, but this, of course, was Google pulls back the terrible pro AI Dear Sydney ad after backlash. Now, just keep this short, I don't want to read a bunch of stuff about it, but it is that they did a commercial about how AI could help a little girl write a story to her favorite Olympic athlete, right? And she wanted to write the story, and her dad said, no, you want to get it correct, and you want to use AI, right? And this, okay, I thought, well, I saw the commercial and it didn't really strike me as so what, right? But there was this massive backlash about and it was so big that they pulled the ad. And so I guess, Huey, any thought, just because we want to keep this quick now, because we want to get onto the news article, but any quick thoughts on that?
Yeah. If it was my father telling me that, I guess a lot of what I've been writing is gone.
Bob, any thoughts?
Yeah, don't depend totally 100% on AI, but don't not depend on it either. Sorry.
Well, I guess the question here is the little girl wanted to write a letter, and she wanted to put it in her own words, right?
Correct. So, and she should have been allowed to do that.
Exactly. Right. That's the point, right, Ray? Is that?
Yeah, I agree with that 100%, and make the point. This was a golden opportunity for the father to sit down with the daughter and help the daughter directly. Forget AI. Let the father help the daughter. That might have been a moment in life that girl will remember for the rest of her life.
Yeah. So, and if I was the athlete getting the letter, you would obviously see that was written by AI versus the little girl with some spelling mistakes, right. And so on and so forth. So anyway, but it was very interesting because it was such a big backlash that they actually pulled the ad. So I thought that was interesting. So
I long for the days when my kids used to send and give us birthday cards that they actually wrote. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, forget it. That doesn't exist anymore.
That's true. Yeah.
And they're
You
not
don't even
buying
know
them.
if their text is written by them or AI generated.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Interesting. Huey, any comments before we get on to the articles?
Let's see where we left off. Right here.
Jim says my neighbor measured 16 degrees rainfall. That's a
16
lot
inches of rainfall.
16
yeah.
inches. 16. Mike Ungerman, I switched to DuckDuckGo search many years ago, much more private. Well, that's true, but I'm still thinking I still think the problem will be I still think searching through AI is going to be a better opportunity. Even though DuckDuckGo is more private, I still think it comes closer to getting what you want.
I'd also like to remind Mike that not that long ago, DuckDuckGo was caught selling data. So,
Yeah, it is what it is, right?
Yep.
Steve Powell, Kirkland was 65 degrees and overcast. Mike Saunders, good evening from Chesson, UK. Light drizzle and 23 degrees. Oh, go back to Steve Powell. Steve, I want you to remind me, I have a great tech, I want to do a great tech talk in our half hour before on our Monday show. So if I forget it, can you remind me on Monday to bring this up? Because I got a really good thing to talk about on Monday. All right. Thanks. That's I just want to talk to Steve about that. Let's go down. Jeff, you are not locked into Edge if you enjoy the features of Copilot. I use Google Chrome on Linux with Bing as my search engine. Bing homepage gives access to Copilot. It works well for me. Okay,
we're caught up.
We're all caught up. Okay, let's get on with the news articles. I'm going to refresh my page here. And again, I'll bring this up here. Here you can follow along with me and see if we'll X this out here. And we'll make this.
Better refresh while you're doing
that. Yeah, I did it. I did refresh it already.
But I didn't.
Bring this over here. And I think, Bob, let me see if I can get this a little bit bigger. Here we go. There we go. You had a video out.
The crystal ball of AI. Did AI see the market downturn coming? And this goes into how good was AI with the last downturn of the stock market.
And do you know where we could find it, where we could watch that? Do you know where we could watch it?
On my
Come on, yes, on the Monday show, on this Monday coming up. Don't watch it now. We'll play. I think we'll play that on Monday. All right. Let's come down here and and we come down to Ray Baxter. Oh, what do you got for us today, Ray?
What did that say?
Dell starts fresh layoffs.
Let me see my notes I have here about Dell. Okay, yes. Dell layoffs come 1 week after Intel's similar announcement. It's thought to be about 10% of the workforce. That would be over 12,000 jobs. But many of these positions are from the sales division. So the article states, quote, the decreased need for employees could be the sign that Dell is engaging more with partners and less with in-house sales, unquote.
Because I'm not sure that AI would. I mean, I have a Dell. I love Dell. I always bought Dells. I mean, they're a great manufacturing company, right? And I don't see why this would really affect the AI. They're going to just build those into their computers, right?
Right, but they're looking at reducing their expenses, I think, and one of the ways is rather than using internal Salesforce, parcel that out.
Right. Interesting. Okay. And this is Microsoft. This is yours, Ray?
Yeah, so they're going to be the new 24H2 update for Windows 11. It's going to have an improved power saving mode. And this will basically update it's going to be called the Energy Saver. And it's a more potent version of Battery Saver. But if you turn on this Energy Saver, you're not going to be able to toggle the power mode of your device. We all know that there's a power mode that you can adjust either for efficiency or for saving your battery. Well, I use a desktop all the time. Battery isn't a concern, so I will not be taking advantage of this new feature.
All right.
I use a laptop that's always plugged in, so it also doesn't affect me.
Yeah, and I guess that brings up something that Ray and I talk about a long time. A lot, and if you are looking for, and we're moving into September and we're getting into the fall, which is a great time to buy computers. That's when most of them are sold. If you are thinking about a new computer, if you're not going to move it, don't buy a laptop. You don't need, buy a PC. Don't get a laptop if you're never going to move it. You're paying for a lot of things that you don't need, and you'll be saddled with the battery.
And you'll be able to use a bigger screen, which is good for people our age.
Exactly. Huey, I couldn't see. Have you got
this next one?
Yeah,
and that's from Ray as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is an article that focuses on the state of Virginia, but I think it's really going to affect the rest of the country going forward. And it's regarding the disputes related to attaching broadband cables to utility poles. This become a serious hurdle in the push because there's the arguments and disputes going on between those who own the utility poles and those who want to provide broadband services. So the FCC is going to step in and work to resolve these issues among the providers and the large utility companies and better map out their broadband plans. I think this is good because this is going to really affect the distribution of fiber networks, and it'll make them be set out a lot quicker without the arguments between the two entities.
If they were smart, they'd bury the cables.
That's more work.
That's a lot of expense on that.
It'll take longer.
But you won't have any problems when you have big winds and hurricanes and all the other stuff.
It was interesting. I read that article, and I actually posted it later on today as well. I thought that was a very significant issue because you're right. We want to get faster internet out, and fiber, needs to be transmitted along the lines. And I just assumed they'd just go and nail it onto all these poles as they go along. But I guess these poles are owned by people, right? Or companies.
Exactly, or the entities. This is one good example of where the government getting involved is actually something good.
Yeah, I think so. Right? I think
if they can make it work faster, it's definitely
good. Yeah. Let's see now. I can't see the next article. Who's this?
Ray.
Ray?
Yes. Okay. This is the Chinese firms are stockpiling the high-end chips. So in anticipation of U.S. curbs on the export of high-end chips, China has begun buying them in such bulk. Listen to this, that they alone account for about 30% of Samsung's chip revenue in the first half of 2024. To me, this begs the question why the implementation of these curbs is announced so far in advance, and why is it taking so long to implement?
Okay, good one. Yeah, interesting. I think this is Bob's.
It is
one of the biggest data breaches ever. Now, it didn't happen today, but there's now a class action lawsuit. If you have a social security number, you can pretty much count on the fact that it's not yours alone anymore.
Which data breach was this, Bob?
This was a data breach of 3.5 billion user information. It's from a company that specializes in gathering information for credit checks and that kind of stuff.
Right. So interesting. Thanks, Bob, for Bob and I did a video last week that we played on Monday about social insurance numbers and privacy. And of course, I made the whole video, and on the title, I kept saying social insurance number and
social security.
It's social insurance in Canada, but it's social security in the United States. And thanks for letting me know about that, but it is the same for just in case you watched that video and got a bit confused. All right, let me see. Can I see the next one here? Okay. I think we can come back over here, follow along with me over there. Will PC makers replace your crashing Intel chip? We asked 14 of them. This is the whole story that we talked about earlier. is which Huey and which we talked about. I don't think we need to spend a lot of time with, but if your chip starts to crash, and there is a problem with the Intel, not all Intel chips, but certain chips, then will they be replaced? And that's the question that and this article addresses some of those, but this will be an odd. So does anyone know, are they actually fixing the problem? I mean, if they know there's a problem
is that to fix it, they'd have to slow it down. And that's where the big problem comes in.
Oh, okay.
This is 13th and 14th generation, and its speed is what you're buying your chip for. And to fix it, they'll slow it. And that's not really what you want.
Okay. All right. Well, here we go. Now, this was a very
You missed one, I think.
Did I miss one?
Yep.
All right. I'll come over to you. Oh, this was the new Google thermostat. I guess I just brought this up because if you don't have a smart thermostat, I'd really encourage people to buy one. They're not that expensive. I have an Ecobee, which of course is one of the big companies that make smart thermostats, but Google has a new one that they've just brought out. This is a brand new smart thermostat from Google, and it's I would certainly encourage you to get one. If you don't have a smart thermostat, it's a lot of fun. They do some pretty incredible things. So have a look at them. And do you guys all have smart? Does anyone have?
I have the older Nest Learning thermostat.
Right.
And my problem is that my house doesn't really have all the things that it can control. So it only works for half a year. The other half, I just look at it.
Okay. All right. But anyway, let's just let everyone know that this is a new one that they just brought out. Oh yeah, this is well, we'll talk about this. This is the new Google TV streamer. As you know, and you'll see lots of articles today that were published this week, is of course Google's Chromecast is now deceased. It died, so they're not going to make it now. Chromecast will continue to work, but they are not making any more. That project is finished, and this is being replaced by Google's TV streamer. And I guess I don't know. I wanted to ask everybody their thoughts on this. I mean, I had a Chromecast and I bought it back when I was down in Mesa for demonstration so that I could show what it actually did. And I did that, and I thought, okay, but I never used it. I think it's still sitting around my office somewhere here and in a box, and I've never used it since. Does anyone here?
Huey,
did you get into Chromecast? Huey, did you get into Chromecast?
Yeah, all of my TVs have one attached.
Oh, you use Chromecast all the time?
Yes, I do.
I had a Chromecast. If you've got a smart TV, though, why would you need to buy one of these?
Yeah, I don't get it.
It makes it easier. The smart TV, their interface is just not the same.
Particularly with TCLs, they're all Roku. They're all Roku enabled, which is really an easy interface. It just I don't get. So I don't get where the Chrome. Ray, did you ever use a Chromecast?
Not years ago, and didn't use it all that much. And today I don't use them at all.
Yeah, and I have a Fire Stick on my Roku TV, and on my Fire TV I have a Roku box, but I never use them because I use the ones that are built into the TV.
By the way, Walmart has a duplicate of the Chromecast for a cheaper price, and they haven't announced stopping making it.
So if you're out there and you're listening, maybe in the chat you could put, do you use a Chromecast, and what do you think? Like, what's your thoughts about it? I as you see, there's a very different opinion from most of us. Although I think 3 out of 4 of us, what's the big deal? And I think that's probably maybe why a lot of people weren't buying them. I don't know. Anyway, I guess we'll have to look at this a little closer. This is a brand new Google piece of hardware, and whether it's going to be I guess is this going to be great or what? But what do you think, Huey? Do you think this is something we should be looking at?
For $100, I probably won't buy one.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, this is new. This was just a big announcement this week. And this was an interesting article that came out this morning. It was on the Philips Hue light, which I just wanted to comment to everybody. If anyone is a streamer or makes videos and you're having trouble with color balance, one of the big things, and I have a Hughes light. I have one of them that sits in the office here, and it sits over in the top of my studio, and it really helps in color correcting when you're producing videos. So the Hughes light is an interesting piece of equipment, and of course it's run off an app off your phone and does quite a bit of things. So I just wanted to, if you are a producer of videos, then you might consider that to help with your color balance. But it is really an impressive piece of equipment. All right. Is this mine? I can't.
No, it's mine.
Okay, go ahead.
Whoops, I hit the wrong thing. Hang on. Let me go back. And what I want to do is this. And this is what the article is about. Microsoft has spent a staggering amount of money on AI, and serious profits likely remain many years out if they never realized it. So they have spent $19 billion in cash capital expenditures and equipment, and the equivalent of a whole year ago, a mere 5 years ago. So unsurprisingly, almost all of that 19 billion were related to AI. The next article is mine also, and Caltech Caltech team develops the first non-invasive method of continually.
Mine, I believe.
Oh yeah, it is. Oh, sorry about that.
That's all right. Continue.
To continually measure true blood pressure.
Yeah, that's the secret in this is continually measure true blood pressure non-invasively.
Well, I can see some
do this at home. You don't have to be in a hospital or any medical facility. That's the great thing about this particular enhancement.
This will be a new feature on watches, right? As we come forward. All right. Let's come back over here. I think I can see this. This is yours, Huey?
Yep. Intel reportedly, we were talking about this, Intel reportedly gave up a chance to buy a stake in OpenAI in 2017. They turned it down. And you can see what's happened to OpenAI since then, that they would have had a lot of things going on and they wouldn't be in the boat they're in.
All right. And what's happening is, what's with this, Huey?
Okay, well,
Microsoft is getting rid of another Windows feature?
Yeah, Microsoft is discontinuing the Adobe Type 1 font due to Adobe's decision to end support for this font series in this past January. Developers should switch to supported font type, and users can check their installed fonts by going to settings, personalization, and fonts. But the problem is that some PDFs have embedded Type 1 fonts, and they'll soon display in Adobe Reader, but many behave differently in other viewers. So if you've got Type 1 fonts embedded in your PDFs, they may appear different.
All right. And now listen, you guys, I know that you published this one. Now, listen, last week, I got a bone to pick with you guys. Last week, you all said, nah, because I brought up this article that Logitech wanted a subscription mouse. And I thought it was a great idea, as did the CEO of Logitech, who came out with this great idea. And I read the article and I said, hey, with all the changing stuff, we can put different things on this mouse. And I thought it was, and you three thought it was this just nuts. And you thought, what the heck, right? Well, you were right. You were absolutely right, because the CEO came out and said, no, we're not going to do it, because they had such a big backlash on that, right?
Logitech clarifies no plans for subscription mouse,
Exactly.
just an idea for now. But the Forever Mouse idea would offer software upgrades over time at a price. But don't be surprised if Logitech tries new business models in the future.
I still think I'm going to stand on my 2 feet and say,
somebody said they would never buy a subscription mouse, but they'd like to see a forever phone. And I'm saying, gee, that's nice. A forever phone. How do you get new things on a forever phone?
That's true. That's true. So I'm still my vote is still for the subscription.
Way to go, way to go.
We'll see. I'm going to put that in our. You know how we do our predictions each year in the new year, and see how they turn out. I'm going to put that in mine, and
it'll all change by the end of the year.
Ron, why don't you contact the president and ask to be the first trial?
Right. Let's see here. The next one is Anchor. This is yours.
It's mine. Yeah. Anchor's Prime line offers versatile charging solutions for every budget, including a 160 watt docking station with 14 ports. The docking station features an impressive array of ports, an LCD screen for real-time information, and an active shield heat monitoring. It's going to be about $299.
Huey, that's actually pretty good. You know, that is cool. If 14 port, and it's a docking station as well, eh?
Yes. And it's got all kinds of ports on it.
That
including HDMI and USB-C, USB-A, and the cards and so on. And so it's a charging dock station.
Because if you had a laptop and you want to do broadcasting and you want to add multiple screens, that would actually do very well for you, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
But how long will it last if you put all that power draining stuff?
Well, you just leave it plugged in. Just leave it plugged in.
Yeah, no, docking stations were the way to go in the 90s when I was traveling a lot. I had my laptop with me, and when I got back to the office, pop it in the docking station. It automatically connects to the monitors. So this looks like, a much better version 25 years later.
Well, the big problem is if you're trying to do broadcasting and you have a laptop, is that, you can't put a different video card in the laptop. And, you need, if you want to plug a lot of external monitors in, then you need a docking station, right? That's a logical problem. And so this really would actually solve, I think this is going to be a big hit.
I think so. I think you're right, Ron.
Yeah, I think that's a darn good price. Because what's the one? I got a docking station here. What's it called? It's by, oh darn it, I can't see. It's a real common one, and it's which I use for my other laptop. But it's anyway. No, I think that's a good product. Good one. That's a good pickup. And I think that's yours as well, Huey. Wi-Fi 6.
Yeah, we were going to talk about this. Wi-Fi 6 is a step forward, but wired LAN still holds the crown. So you're better off plugging directly in, not using Wi-Fi if you can. Wi-Fi 6 is coming, although Wi-Fi 5 has not been. There's still changes coming in Wi-Fi 5, and Wi-Fi 6 has got a lot of limitations, and it's still in the future. Although
Well,
China, as I remember from another article, China is widely changed over to
Yeah.
Wi-Fi 6.
Yeah, they have. Huey, while you're looking up any comments, I just want to remind everybody to if you do have your router sitting next to your laptop and you're getting stuff by Wi-Fi, plug it in with the Ethernet cable. Don't use, if it's in the same room, just take an Ethernet cable and plug it into your laptop, and your machine will run faster. Trust me. And you'll not have any problems with Wi-Fi. Just plug it in. Any further comments, Huey?
Want me to go through the comments that are up posted?
Yeah, just let's see if there's any new stuff. Richard Clarkson. Hi, Richard. Good morning. 73 degrees going on to 91 degrees later in California. Yeah. Mike Ungerman, as an ex-market trader, the adage, past performance is no guarantee of future results. True story, is genuine. Even AI can and access the future, only predicted. Oh, yeah, right.
Not.
Yeah. Mike Ungerman, our AT&T fiber cables had to be replaced due to degradation, and they were buried. No internet for several days last week. Oh, really? Murray Strom, good morning from sunny Victoria, BC. Good morning, Murray. Gary Bowden, buying a desktop computer means we can't give you much help at our computer club. Portable laptops can be brought to the club for help. Okay, that's true. Murray, I use the Chromecast built into my TV. I have one that I used before I got a smart TV. So Murray still uses a Chromecast. Okay, interesting. Deb Shannon, I have an old Honeywell smart thermostat from Amazon. It works great. Off subject, but learning new S23 Ultra phone. Had S8, bit of a learning curve. Good. I'm glad you're enjoying that. Yes, indeed. We'll be talking a lot about phones next week, and I'll tell you all about my new phone too, but I'm not going to do that today because we have a bunch more articles to go through. All right. Let's see. We did that. Okay, let's get on to the next one. Huey.
Yeah, this is for those in our audience that like to play and have been around computers and like to reminisce. WordStar 7 for MS-DOS is now available for free in a complete archive. It's a CD that's got a zip file with all the files you need, including a PDF of the documentation and just everything you need to be able to run WordStar. That's how I learned to use word processor. Was on my Osborne, was WordStar.
Huey, you put this is Google's TV streamer. We've already discussed.
Yeah, we already talked about that. Yeah.
Okay. And then of course, YouTube is testing it. Oh, okay, that's a good one.
Yeah, YouTube is testing a feature that will let creators use Google Gemini to brainstorm video ideas. So where we kind of heard in the beginning of AI that YouTube was going to really curtail and help keep down using AI, it looks like because they've got their own now, they're embracing it and trying to have you use it in conjunction, and not to do everything totally with AI, but to use it along with to get ideas, to create videos, and then to go ahead and make your videos.
So just to change the subject slightly, because we might not get to the YouTube article I posted about this, but I want to tell everyone, but there is an article later on, but I wanted to make sure we discussed it today. Google is bringing out a new experimental feature for picture-in-picture. All right. Did you guys read that article? Do you know what's happening? So the reason they're bringing out this picture-in-picture is so that when they put ads in while you're playing, like for example, if you're live streaming and you're watching this channel on YouTube, then if ads come on, then you miss that part of the program, right? Because because the ads will be in front of you, and then boom, they're off, and then you can continue watching the program. So they're mid-roll ads, they're called. And so they're getting a lot of complaints about this, right? And so they're going to bring in picture-in-picture so that the ad can be up in the corner when you're watching the video, and you don't miss out on the show. So I thought that was interesting. Get YouTube Premium.
Ron, how long will it take before the ad will be the main part of the screen and your video will be up in the corner?
Well, Bob, it'll be getting bigger and bigger and bigger as it goes along, right? Like as the first year, it'll be a little tiny, then it'll get bigger and bigger. But that's coming up in a future article. And I thought, you've got to be kidding. But of course, all four of us have YouTube Premium, and we never see ads. So it's such a good feature. Get YouTube Premium. This was Huey. Neuralink successfully implants second chip.
Yeah, Neuralink did embed sensors in one person's brain. He's been interviewed several times on TV, and he just feels that he couldn't have survived without it. And they've now added a second person that they're trying this on. So
very exciting.
Yes, it is.
Very exciting. Very exciting. Technology and ChatGPT. This is yours, Chat. OpenAI confirms.
Yeah, OpenAI confirms it's looking into watermarking for ChatGPT that could expose cheating students. So if students are using ChatGPT, there'll be something embedded in the answer that will expose it as created by ChatGPT.
Now, from what I read, this was not only for the student, but it'll be all of the creations will have that embedded. I personally don't give a crap because I always mark all of my videos where I use AI that I use AI. I'm not ashamed to admit that I'm getting help.
Mm-hmm. All right.
It should be.
Interesting. Bob, the power of big data. Yes, the power of big data.
Yeah, you'd be amazed just exactly what big data is, what it does, what it controls. Watch the video.
Okay, thank you. New battery. This Mike Ungerman sent me this. Thank you, Mike. It's the top 5 new battery technologies to follow in 2024. It's a rapidly changing field, and Mike, of course, is very interested in this. Being he's done a whole series for us on solar energy and batteries in cars and EVs. And so the whole concept of batteries is such a fascinating topic, and they're changing all the time. And these are the new technologies that are coming online, and it just gets better and better. Thanks, Mike, for sending the article.
Before you go on, a couple of things. One, with this big storm that we just had, with a lot of roads flooded, using a totally battery EV, you better not venture forth and try to get through some of those roads that are flooded, because you can not only ruin your car, but you could cause a fire as well.
Okay.
And then the other thing with that is, I just was pricing insurance, car insurance, and I was looking at the numbers where I'm covered, and if you're in an accident with somebody who has one of the Teslas, you better look at what your insurance covers and how much, because you may have hit a car that, and if it's your fault, you may end up having to pay extra money on top of what the insurance covers, because the car is so expensive.
Okay.
Yep.
Elon Musk. This was Elon Musk X is taken to court in Ireland for grabbing EU user data to train Grok without consent. Again, we see lots of these sort of things happening now as AI does training. Yes, this is really interesting. I do not have this yet, but this is coming on Google Wallet, and you may have it now. And basically, you you can actually change anything into a digital pass. So there's going to be an option for other, and when you click that, it will allow you to enter like for example a passport or something into your digital wallet that will be holding more and more things. So it changes to Google Wallet that's coming. I don't have it in Canada yet, but I think you'll probably have it. It's a 9 to 5 Google article. It's a great article. I just want to get through because we're running out of time. So I want to get through some of these. How to add your driver's license to Apple Wallet. Again, another article as we move into the wallets. That's a good article. Huey, what's that article? I can't see it.
China, this is yours. China leading apps, including WeChat and Taobao, test proposed cyber ID system.
Right. That's an article about. I'm going to skip that because I want to get. There's some other ones I want to get into. So the August 2024 Android security patch arrives for Pixel phones. So if you have a Pixel, Bob, did you upgrade did you get the security patch for August?
Not as of yesterday, and I haven't checked today.
Yeah, mine, I upgraded my Pixel yesterday, so there was a big security. So just if you do have a Pixel, your security patch is coming. Intel crashing CPU warranty extends. So Intel's crashing CPU warranty extends to OEM models. Again, this is coming up now, as Huey's talked about, and there's a bunch of articles. Is extended warranties now on these? You might want to be looking at that. Again, no plan for subscription mouses. This is an interesting one. Samsung's TV frame is finally getting knockoffs it deserves. There are something really interesting I've always wanted to try. It is having a picture in my room that's actually a digital image, and these have been around for a while, but they're expensive. But there's more knockoffs coming, and that's an interesting one. The Ember mug, which of course I've done videos about, is 20% off right now. And yeah, this is the YouTube test picture in picture to make ads more bearable. I love that. Like Bob says, I think the picture in picture, which picture is going to be larger? I love it, Bob. Yeah, that's for sure. Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 appears. So the new Snapdragon Generation 4, they ran the benchmark testing on that, and of course it's much faster. Be interesting to see what happens there. Just let you know, if you want to know where to watch the Pixel 9 event, this is a good article, and what to expect. We'll be covering that and doing lots for that for next week. This is, of course, the Nest thermostat, and Google is discontinuing Chromecast. This was, yes, I'm going to go over to Huey. There we go. There we go. This is interesting. And I'll just finish on this one. This is the largest. Everything electric is what, I can't read that on yours there.
Everything electric is
basically everything electric is the world's largest EV EV conference, or whatever you want to call it, and it's going to be in Vancouver in September of this year, and it's a huge conference, and so it's sort of exciting to see that they're going to be hosting it in Vancouver this year. Anyway, I'm probably not going to go, but it is electrification, at least in Canada on the West Coast, is very popular, and is pretty exciting. So anyway, I'll leave it there. We'll stop the sharing because it is top of the hour. Let me just unshare this. There we go. Back in. So anyway, well, thanks guys for coming. Thank you everybody for coming and listening to us. I think that was a great show. We covered a lot. Sorry we had to whip through those last ones, but I really wanted to get through all the news because there's so much news each week. And we'll, of course, be back next week, same time, same place with the same group talking about new news. We'll talk all about the Pixel 9 next week and any further news that's out there. So we do appreciate you coming. Don't forget that like and subscribe. And hey, drop by and see us on Monday. We have a lot of fun on Monday and it's a great show, but it is a Zoom meeting. So you will have to get the information off our website. Huey, any final comments?
So far, just one.
Maine says, thank you all. Okay, thanks. Don't forget, like and subscribe if you that's great. And Bob, any final comments?
See you Monday.
See you. Okay, that's a good one. Hooray. See you Monday.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks everyone for coming. Bye now.
Bye.
Hey.